Hi, good morning. Good morning, everyone. I welcome you all to another 30 minutes of Dyslexia with Blessing Ingyape. I am your host for today. My name is Doshima Agira. I am a certified special needs teacher and I work for Dyslexia Help Africa. Thank you all for making our time to be here today. If you're right here with me, just let me know so that I can acknowledge you. And if you're going to watch the replay, thank you so much for making our time to watch it. Today we have two guests who will be talking about the importance of getting trained as a dyslexia teacher. Our first guest is Mrs. Atim Umo. Mrs. Atim Umo is a graduate of microbiology. She has been teaching for over 10 years and she'll be joining us today. Our second guest is Mrs. Amarachi. She's a graduate of English education and she has the teaching experience with the Montessori classroom. And she has also passed a dyslexia training certificate with NESI. So let's welcome our guests. Welcome, Mrs. Atim. Welcome, Mrs. Amarachi. Welcome. Welcome.
Good
Thank you for joining
morning.
us.
Thank you.
Good
Thank
morning,
you.
Mrs.
Thank
Atim.
you.
Good
Good
morning, Mrs.
morning.
Amarachi. Good morning. Mrs. Amarachi, can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me? Okay. Mrs. Atim, can you hear me?
Yes. Can
Okay.
you hear me
Okay.
too?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
All right.
Okay. All right. So we are going to dive straight to the point without wasting time. So let's start with Mrs. Atim. Mrs. Amarachi, can you hear me? Is in the stream with audio.
Oh,
Okay. Okay. Yes, I can
thank
hear you now.
you.
Okay. You're welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Miss Dash. It's a pleasure being here.
Yes, welcome. I'm so happy to have you here.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you, Miss Dash.
Okay, okay. All right, so without wasting time, we're going to dive straight to
Okay.
the point because it's just 30 minutes. And okay, so I'm going to start with Mrs. Amarachi. Can you hear me? Hello? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
Mr.
can hear
Amarachi, can you
you.
hear me? Oh,
I
okay.
can
So
hear
let's
you.
start. Okay. All right, so let's start with you.
I can hear you.
Okay. All right, so let's start with you. When did you know about
Miss Atim is having
dyslexia?
issue with her network.
Yes, I can
Yeah.
see she's going in and out,
Miss Atim is
but
having
we'll be
issue with her
fine.
network. I believe she'll fix it soon.
We will be fine.
I'm
Okay.
okay. I'm okay.
Oh, okay. All right, great. So can I go on?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we'll be talking about getting trained as a dyslexia teacher.
Okay.
So you've attended the training, the dyslexia training. You're going to share your experience with us. Tell us your encounters, your challenges, and what you have to say to other educators who are yet to embark on this training. So I'm going to start with Mrs. Amarachi. So when did you know about dyslexia? Your picture is hanging. I don't know if you can hear me.
Maybe it's network.
Okay, yes, network. So over to you, Mrs. Atim, while we wait for her to come back. Yeah, so when did you know about dyslexia and how did you get trained as a dyslexia teacher?
Well, in my school, we've been organizing training on dyslexia, but not
Okay.
but it wasn't a deep kind of training. It was just a surface. At least I had an idea that it's a learning difficulty. But
Okay.
last year, during the lockdown, I actually saw on Amarachi's status um, dyslexia awareness training, because I think that was
Okay.
the period they usually celebrate dyslexia. So I
Okay,
actually,
yes, the month of dyslexia awareness.
yes, so I
That was
actually
in
asked them to
October.
give me a link to attend that
Okay.
particular conference. So that actually brought me into um, Blessing, coming in contact with Blessing Ingyape, because she was actually the organizer of the program of that particular conference. And the conference lasts for the whole of that month. So I
Yeah.
was opportune to meet people who were dyslexic, and then educators who are into training dyslexia, and then people who are also living with these learning difficulties. I think at the
Wow.
end of the day, award was given to people who actually participated, and I was one of those beneficiaries of the award, and here we are.
Wow. 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 Okay. All right. So over to you, Mrs. Amarachi. Now that you're back, over to you. When did you know about dyslexia? And
um,
how did you get trained
okay, I
as a dyslexia teacher?
I heard about dyslexia. Okay, about 4 years ago, that was around 2018.
Okay.
I had a child who had some. I had a child, and during the course of teaching the child, I discovered that she was having an issue, and I couldn't place what it was. Most times, I get frustrated. And so, somewhere I had to discuss with some persons, and they were like, this is a learning disability and all that. So I went online to actually search for organizations that can help me. And then I came in contact with Nessie. They offered me the opportunity to get trained. But somehow, because of work and all that,
Wow.
I couldn't follow up then. But at about 2019, 2020, when my school, brought someone to talk about it, and I remembered that I have an unfinished, business. So I went, and then that was how I got to Nessie back. They now gave awareness, make awareness of dyslexia. Then I searched, is it just abroad? Can't I have it somewhere in Nigeria? And that was how I saw Dyslexia Help Africa. I was like, wow, what I was looking for somewhere far away is close to me. And I picked up the awareness opportunity, made videos, created awareness, and finally, I got myself where I am today. I finished my training with Nessie, and then got involved with Dyslexia Help Africa, which is where I am
Wow.
now.
Okay, wow. So that is one thing about being passionate about your job. Like you go the extra mile to, if you're a passionate teacher, you always go the extra mile to get help for your children. Okay, well done, Mrs. Amarachi. Okay, so back to you, Mrs. Atim.
Okay, can you hear
Why
me,
did
Miss
you?
Josh?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you
I,
very well, loud and
oh,
clear.
okay. Okay. All right. So back to you, Mrs. Atin. So why did
Yeah, I
you
can.
actually enroll for? Okay. So what made you enroll for the dyslexia training?
Well, personally, as a teacher, if you're careful enough to know the pupils that you are teaching, you will discover that one or two in your class will be having will be having learning challenges. So I think I've come across some that over the years. So, and then the only thing we know is love them, give them special attention, let them know that they are not stupid, that they can make it, that there's nothing wrong with them. Keep encouraging them. Though the knowledge we have wasn't that deep, was just surface. So when I came in contact with this, it was like an opportunity for me to get educated, to know how to really handle these children, not just showing them love and caring for them. And at the end of the day, they will leave your class not improved. Nothing has changed. It is still the same person. So, and then you can't even give more information. If the child leaves your class to another class, you can't even give enough information to the next teacher so that the teacher will know how to handle the child. So, when I saw this opportunity given by Dyslexia Help Africa via Blessing Ingyape, I took it and I said, I mustn't miss this opportunity. Though it was challenging, my job, the time, I actually had challenges with time, but
Yes. Yes.
I was determined. I said, I must go through this class. And then one of the things that helped me was that I needed to broaden my knowledge base on dyslexia, and then I also needed to get more knowledge to be readily available in order to help me help those children and other learners who are dyslexic, and then to also understand how dyslexia child behaves, and then also be able to meet their needs.
Their
So
needs.
these are some of
Wow.
the reasons that kept me in this class, in this training, and I
Wow.
would say I would regret coming here. The knowledge that I've gathered has really helped me. Right now, I can approach a child with dyslexia differently. No, I'm not afraid. I'm not startled. No, I can't say, I
Oh,
don't even know what to do. I don't even know how to handle this child. So even if I don't know what to do, I always know who to run to. Their materials and
yes.
resources. I have access to materials and resources now that I can always run back to, read up, study, create my own content, and then come back and address the
Wow.
issue.
Wow. Wow. You said something that I love very well. You said determination. When you're determined to do something. Can you hear me? Your picture is hanging.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay,
okay, okay.
I
So
can hear you very
yeah,
well, loud and clear.
okay, yeah. So determination. You noticed your your kids, your pupils had learning issues, and you went all the way out to find help, and then now you're back to help them.
Yes.
Well done, Mrs. Atim.
Thank you.
All right, so without wasting time, over to you, Mrs. Amarachi. Why did you enroll in this
Ah,
training, dyslexia training, and do you think other teachers should enroll in this training as well? Not just teachers, but parents and caregivers. Why you enrolled for it, and do you think that other teachers should enroll for it as well?
oh, okay. Why I enrolled in this training is I had this passion of making a difference. You know, I just tried to take my memory back to when I was in school. and I had issue with mathematics, which is not dyslexia, which is dyscalculia. And
Dyscalculia.
my teacher will always tell me to be evil, to want to ruin her job and all that. And so it made me to develop hatred for mathematics. So now I am faced with a child who is having issue with learning, and then I just told myself, you just need to love them. You just need to fix yourself in their shoes. You need to be passionate about this job. Don't see them as trying to frustrate you. Remember you who struggled all in school back then, because one teacher somewhere was already feeling frustrated that you can't be taught. And when
Yes.
I put one and one together, I told myself I need to make this teaching different. I need to make this child know that, look, you can be like your mates or better. And so when that flashback occurred, I had to do something different. I had to look for how to make myself different, because anyhow you look at it, most times we're we are a reflection of who made us. And if you
Yeah.
don't consciously work on yourself, you will keep being like who made you. And so I didn't want to be like my past teacher. I wanted to be different. And that was why I began to look for solution to my challenge. And that is what
Wow.
brought me to Dyslexia Help Africa. That's what brought me to Nessie. And I can say that I'm a better teacher. I wrote
Yeah.
Wow.
something. I'm an
Wow.
accessibility teacher.
Wow.
That's to say, I you can
Uh,
you can get to me. And I don't make the children feel like, oh, it's a big deal. You can actually get out of it. And so that was my drive, the passion
Having with
to
the
be
right
knowledge
different,
teacher.
is really fast.
different from
Knowledge
my,
is fast. When you get
yeah,
to know
that.
something,
So
your perspective change, your mindset. You can't
Yes,
remain the same.
exactly.
Everything about
Exactly.
it change. So I think it's not just for
yeah,
every
so
parent. Every parent needs to be here in this group. Every teacher needs to be here, and every caregiver needs to be
Caregiver.
here.
Dyslexia. Wow.
yeah.
Okay.
So for me, I think every school, anybody who is running a school, need to train their teachers to have a
Yes.
knowledge of dyslexia, because statistics shows that 1 in every 5 children born every day is dyslexic.
Mm.
So if we have that
One
at the
out of
back of
five
our
is
mind,
really a big deal.
it will, yes, 1 out of 5.
Yes.
And
So that means if
because
you're a teacher,
dyslexia,
you're likely to have a dyslexic child in your classroom.
Like two, up to like two, three in your class.
yes, yes,
You're likely to, yes.
yes.
You are likely to
So
have
don't
two,
don't you
up to two in your class.
and they behave different. They behave differently. They don't their struggles are not the same. So every teacher needs to be trained. Every parent also needs to be trained. Now, most time parents push it to the school. They forget that they have a role to play. This dyslexic child does not need to be left alone. The teacher has her job to do or his job to do. The parent have theirs to do. The school management have theirs to do. I get worked up when a dyslexic child is given 17 subjects to do. If you know how their brain work, you will know that giving them so many things at the same time makes them feel frustrated. So every school needs to know that the brain or the memory of a dyslexic child, it's not like every other child. And so you
It's
have
not.
to, program their curriculum or program their work to suit their brain. To me, if a child
Exactly.
can read, every other thing can fall in place. So So why make a child offer 17, 16, 17 subjects when the child is still struggling with reading?
So it
So
all
it's
boils
not just
down to
get teachers getting trained now.
people, yes, getting trained and having the knowledge, knowing that giving them so much workload
Yeah.
does not make
So
sense, because it all
Honestly,
boils down
it
to
doesn't
the
make sense.
awareness. No, no, not
it
at
doesn't
all.
make sense because
It
the
doesn't
child
make
is,
sense. So school owners,
struggling. He's struggling, and then doesn't, and then giving that child lesser work to do does not mean that you are making that child to become maybe lazy. No, not at all.
No,
Because some people say
what some
the child is
schools
already
say is
active.
that,
The child is already this. Why give him or her a lesser work to do? And you should give him more work, give him more work, more
no,
activities.
I,
You
I
know,
I think most times they are focused on trying to finish, cover the syllables for the term or for the week or something.
yes, but you wouldn't blame
Yes.
that teacher. You wouldn't blame
So
that
that
teacher
is
because he's
because the
doing.
teacher does not have the right knowledge,
No,
right?
you wouldn't blame the teacher because the teacher is an organization. And then and then
Yes.
because the teacher is an organization, there is something there's
it's
something
not
that
just
is
about the teacher
expected
now.
of
It's
them
about
It's
the
not
school
just about,
management.
because
The teacher have
because
what it takes
if that teacher
or may not have the right
is
knowledge.
working,
yes, it still boils
uh-huh,
down to having the right knowledge, right?
yes,
Okay?
that's from the
Because
school.
That
That's from
is
the
why
if
she
you
school
are
has
a
Miss
teacher,
Dossier.
administration.
if you are a teacher and you have the right knowledge, you're going to advocate for that child. You're
Yes,
going
of
to
course,
walk
of
up to,
course.
yes, you're going to be an advocate of that
Okay.
child.
Yes, of course, of course.
Yes. So,
Mm.
okay.
Yes,
All right.
yes,
Well
that's
So
done.
the
So
school
thing.
as
management need
Then
to be aware.
okay,
the school
okay,
management need to be aware, the teachers need to be
okay.
aware, even the parents, because most time when parents discover that their children are having learning difficulties, they don't even want to go get more knowledge. They may even think it's maybe spiritual issue, or they may even think that well, the child will outgrow. The child will
Yes,
outgrow
the
it
child will
with time. As
outgrow.
the child
Yes.
is growing, the child will outgrow it. And then if you try to get them involved, or
Spiritual.
tell them, I don't have time, my job, my this, my that.
Oh my God.
And then you discover that these children, they are really, really, in fact, you as a teacher, you play your role in the school.
Yes, we all
These
have a
children
role
they
to
need
play.
follow up. Please don't get it wrong. All children are not the same. There are children who can work
I don't have
independently.
time.
You can even allow them to go ahead and do their work independently. There are
Yes.
children who really need follow up, like you will follow up a
Okay.
Christian. A dyslexia
Okay.
child needs follow up. You don't need to give that child space at all. Whatever the child
Yes.
learns in school, as the child comes back to the house, build it up. Build it up. It
Yes.
doesn't mean that you can't allow that child. You can still allow that child has a right to play, to do all those things, but build his activity around. Even if he's playing, make it fun. You know, while he's playing, he's equally learning anything. You know, and then the child will. In fact, before you know what is happening, that child that you think is struggling will just come out and learn like every other child in the class.
Exactly. Exactly. Wow. So we all have a role to play. The teachers have a
Yeah.
role to play. The parents have a role to play. The caregivers have a role to play. The school owners have a role to play.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So as we round up, I'm going to okay, so I have one more question before we round up. But before then, I'll quickly read some comments. Okay, Facebook user, sorry, your name, I can't see your name. You need to ask StreamYard to grant you permission for your name to appear in the comment section. Facebook user said dyslexia training helps with some frustrating situations in class. Yes. And
It
dyslexia
does.
training boosted teachers' confidence in handling dyslexic learners.
Yes,
Okay. Yes,
definitely.
that's true. It
Just
has
like I
boosted,
said,
like
right now,
you said now you're no longer scared to
to
approach any
approach any
dyslexic
child,
children,
to
Yeah.
approach
any
any child, and
dyslexic child.
even
Yes,
parents,
yes.
I
So
know
you have
what to
more
tell a
confidence
parent.
now.
I know how to
Okay.
guide a parent through. In fact, I wanted to say that
Yes.
what we need to learn, why we actually need to be trained is that one is to be grounded with what dyslexia is all about. You need to know what dyslexia is all about. You need to be able to identify a dyslexic child in your class as a teacher and as a parent. You need to
Yes.
know how to be able to provide the needed accommodation and then restructure your class, remodify your class to suit that purpose, and then be
Okay.
able to know how the brain of that child works. Then
Okay.
you're exposed to materials and resources, and
Knowing the
then
right
your mind,
resources
of
to
course,
use.
your mind would undergo a 360-degree change, honestly, and then
Okay.
your behavior too. Your behavior change, you know how to manage them, that you will not see a child and then you'll also be able to manage that child's behavior. You'll be able to know, oh, this child is behaving not necessarily because he's stubborn or he wants
Oh,
to misbehave or he wants to be
okay.
he's lazy. You'll be able to see that child's behavior and say, oh, this child's behavior is as a result of this, not necessarily
Yes,
because he
yes. You
wants
know
to
what the problem
get
is.
angry or get you annoyed or get you frustrated. You will just know that,
Okay.
okay, you will be able to manage that child. You just know how to manage
Okay.
the child. And then, of course, you
Okay.
know your learning
I wish we
skills.
have more time. I wish we
Yes,
have
yes,
more
yes, yes.
time
I
because
really wish,
our
because
time is
I still
running.
have one more question and
We
I can see
just
that we're
have
running out of time. So I'm going to just
we are
quickly
running out of we
read the.
have just 2 minutes.
Yes, I'm going to just quickly read the comments. Okay. Okay, Facebook user, it's Miss Happiness. Oh, Miss Happiness, thank you for being here. Somebody said, yes, it can be overwhelming when a dyslexic child is being a whole lot to do. Mhm. And somebody else said, the, the curriculum is above what the teacher can handle. He or she has to cover up. The government has to come in. That's that's a topic for another day. The government,
Well,
having to talk
Another
about the
day,
government
another
coming
day.
in and
we have many teachers who get trained and then we're able to advocate this. I think it will go a long way to also help the government because who are the
okay.
government? It is us. Okay, we'll be
Yes,
able
yes, it
to
starts with
write
us.
to them,
Yes.
and then by the time they see numbers of teachers who are advocating, of course, change comes through when they know and see the number of people who are actually advocating for this.
Okay. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, thank you so much for being
One
part of
minute
this
to go, Miss.
movement. All right, please, one
Thank
more thing
you.
before you go. One more thing before you go. What are you saying to the teachers out there who are yet to embark on this training? One more thing. One thing
To
for
the teachers
Miss.
out there, to the teachers out there, get trained, get the knowledge, be a
Yes.
master in your class, help the child.
Oh, okay.
Well, a
Okay.
first century teacher needs to upgrade herself. If you are in this
Mhm.
21st century and you are thinking the knowledge you have many years ago will keep you
It's-
to date,
No, in
they will
fact,
soon push
you're going to
you.
wake up one day and then you realize you'll be wondering where everybody went to because you not see anybody.
Yes,
The
it
train
will
will
look
just
like
leave
as
you
if
behind.
rapture has taken place. It will look
Yes.
like rapture has taken place and you are left behind. Please get trained. Whatever, it may cost you money. It may cost you money. And then what are you working for? What are you working for if you can't use that money that you are earning to build up yourself? There's no profession that you will go into that does not need you upscaling, upgrading. So if you're a teacher, please upgrade. Go get
Wow.
knowledge, go get skill to remain relevant in your profession. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for making our time to be here
To
today.
build yourself.
So,
Parents, get involved.
Yes, parents,
okay.
get trained, and be involved. Thank you so much. I really appreciate this
All
opportunity.
right. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for being here. So we've come to end of 30 minutes of dyslexia with Blessing Ingyape. I hope you had an interesting time and you learned something.
Yes.
Yes, so please join us same time next week. Thank you. Bye.
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 Bye bye.
Hello. Bye.
Hello.
Bye.